Chapter 39, Spirits of Ancient Egypt. For Horus, being king is a dream come true. After 1,000 years of fighting with his uncle Set, the two finally reached an accord. His mother Isis stands by his side, along with his wife Hathor. The festivities in Heliopolis are still occurring. Good? Evil? It no longer matters. All for one, and all for Egypt. Horus wasn't sure about Set's battle plan. He had concerns that someone, namely Athena, would see through it. However, she gleefully played it out exactly as Isis said she would. As for Set, his plan was flawless. The forces of the light and those of the darkness battled like they always did. They fought and slew one another before being attacked from the rear. Now Set had the fallen trapped in the underworld. There would be no more battles on the ethereal plane, and if any outside gods attempted to invade Heliopolis, they would be destroyed and captured. Fates would be sealed. Mighty Egypt has risen again. Horus, however, finds himself a bit bored. He is a warrior god with no enemy. He looks across his throne room at the golden statue of Tyr. Oh, what a moment that was, defeating him. Isis asked him what type of stone she should transform him into, as if there was any other choice. Tyr, in many respects, symbolized the fortitude of the light. He was an excellent field general and warrior. Too bad he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. He could have been a powerful ally, but he was Norse, and now was Egypt's day in the sun. When Set elected to allow Athena her freedom, Horus had shown apprehension. In his opinion, she was the bigger threat. However, Set and Isis overruled his concerns. She is but a girl, Set reminded him, and her own house was in shambles. Isis enters the throne room and sees a thoughtful Horus. "Is something awry, your majesty?" She took special care to emphasize his new title. "Mother, does it occur to you that this was too easy?" "Let's see," Isis says. "First, we ended a lifelong struggle with your uncle. Then, we seized a portal those gods have been fighting over for thousands of years. Perhaps it seems simple, but I would argue that it is the Greeks, the Norse, and the Romans who made this all possible. Why was it so easy to turn our backs on the light? Light, darkness, what does it matter? Control is what is important. We have it, and they do not." "Surely they will attack," Horus surmises. "They have no army. The Persians and the Celts are still intact." Isis laughs. "The Persians carry nothing but spears. And I expect Ahura Mazda would seek a truce with us before attacking. And the Celts, they are a drunken lot. They are leaderless, unreliable soldiers. Trust me, your uncle and I thought this through." "The Romans still have much of their army," Horus says. "Don't you worry your head about them. Without Greek leadership, they are not a threat. That reminds me, I have the most interesting news about the Greeks." "Tell me, Mother." "Well, it appears that Poseidon has seized control of Olympus." "How do you know this?" Horus wonders. "Our spies are everywhere, and it seems the transfer of power was a very heated one. The Greeks no longer act as one." "Athena," Horus says, "and she is angry. So Zeus is no longer a threat, and Odin's best warrior is encased in gold." Isis smiles. "Better yet, his other best warrior is trapped on Earth. She cannot return to our realm without your or Set's permission." "What should we do then? Sit on our hands and celebrate?" "There is no reason not to." Horus isn't so sure. "You do not think they will rally their forces?" "I've always believed the best defense is a good offense." "Well, it's time to change your mindset. Our armies may well be invincible. If we are attacked, Set's forces will come to our aid. And when our enemies are defeated, Set will imprison their bodies so that they cannot regenerate. That is, if anyone dares to tamper with our supremacy." "We will soon outnumber them," Horus says. "Yes, and I have plans for reinforcements as well. The Mayans and Aztecs owe us greatly. They shall fight on our front lines." Set appears through the portal. He embraces his sister and his nephew. "Have there been any repercussions from our rebellion?" "None whatsoever," Isis reports. "In fact, the Greeks squabble amongst themselves. They pose no threat. Isis explains Poseidon's coup in Olympus. Excellent! Any word from the Norse? Nothing. They are without their two best generals. Freya is trapped on Earth. Isis gestures towards the statue of Tyr. And he is encased for our amusement. So tell me, brother, how are things in the underworld? Set laughs. The underworld is getting full. I may need to expand it soon. So many souls, so little ice. Those frost giants take up a lot of space. You would think they'd like the ice, Horus says. Not when they cannot move. Trust me, eternal damnation with me is not a pleasant experience. Is this a purely social visit? Isis asks. Or is there more to it? To be honest, the underworld is a lonely place right now. I have no underlings to torment. I wish that Pluto, Hades, and Hell were there. You would only encapsulate them in ice, Horus says. Set sighs. You're probably right. But I also come to deliver a warning. It is likely that Odin will send a messenger to you. He will request that you use the portal to bring his gods back to his realm. It is very important that you do not allow him to sway you. I would never engage the portal for such an action without your prior approval, Horus says. Besides, it would only fortify Odin's position. I'm glad you see things as I, nephew. Now, if you do not mind, I should love a beer. The three of us should drink to thousands of years of Egyptian dominance.